my name is Nandini from Red Ant, and I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land, the Wurundjeri and the Bunurong people, and recognize that their lands were stolen and that their lives were stolen to build capitalism in Australia and to build wealth and prosperity for a few people in Australia and a few people across the world. Yay! Thank you so much to our comrades from Camp Sovereignty, and to continue what one of our comrades said, the people united will never be defeated. And it's not just the people, it's the working people united will never be defeated. And that is one of the lessons of the Bolivarian Revolution. The working people united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. So many of us today are miserable to hear the news, but we are unsurprised. And we're not just unsurprised because we saw from months and years ago the US aggression, the military build-up. We're not just unsurprised because we were there when they said that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, as Comrade Shirley mentioned before. We are unsurprised because we have been living in an imperialist world order for hundreds of years. And that imperialism allows some countries, some Western countries, whether it was Britain, whether it was France, whether it was back in the day Spain and Portugal, right now whether it's the United States and places like Australia, it allows them to have okay lives at the expense of everyone else, at the expense of 85% of the world's population. And we, the 85%, or who knows where I stand in that, but we, the 85%, whether you're from Asia or Latin America or Africa, you are told that your life is not dignified. You do not deserve dignity. It is not just the bombs. It is not just when they fly in and kidnap your president. It is the everyday life that you live without infrastructure on $1 a day. You don't have clean air. You don't have clean water. You don't have any of the amenities that we do here. That is everyday imperialism. And we should be so proud to see so many people here on short notice. And we should thank all the people who have been working as part of the Venezuelan and Latin American Solidarity Network for decades to build this. But this is not enough, because we need to stop showing up when bombs are dropped. Imperialism happens every single goddamn day of the year. It is not just about bombs. It does not just happen when we can yell about genocide. It is more than that. It is every single day when everyone across the world, apart from a few people in the West, are not allowed to have dignity. And I can assure you that their street protests, that their trade union movements are so much bigger than ours. And yet they get nothing, just like the people of Venezuela. So we should look at everyone here at the Melbourne left and be so proud. But at the same time, there is so much that we have to build. We cannot be small. We cannot be small anymore. This is it. The Palestine movement gave us the opportunity to build, to be able to ultimately one day talk to regular working Australian people and convince them that Maduro is not a drug trafficker. We have to be able to do that. That is our task, to build a movement that is capable of that, because they said that, what is it, like 20 different air bases across the Western Hemisphere were used to deploy against Venezuela and to bomb Caracas. We will be one of those 20 air bases, and we are one of those 20 air bases. Everyday imperialism occurs when you open ABC News and you see an article about China and Iran and Venezuela and every single one of these countries are. We cannot be a part of this anymore. So that is what our task is. That is the task of everyone who is here today, to prevent everyday goddamn imperialism from happening, to be able to build a movement that preempts the bombs. Because none of us were surprised. Not a single one of us was surprised when this happened. So we should see what's going to happen next and be there before the bombs are dropped. That is our task. And I know that we can do that because we've got this far. Things are better. The rallies, this is bigger than it was before. It better be bigger next time. And next time it will be before the bombs are dropped. We will disrupt the supply chains before someone gets killed, before a genocide happens, before the imperialist aggression in our countries is perpetuated, before we are another goddamn airbase. So we know that, and we will do that because the working people united will never be defeated, and that is who we are.